Peace, love, and light, ICSP family. Today we got a very, very important topic. Today we're going to talk about unity in the community. A lot of us don't really understand how there's a tactic out there to really divide one another. So, a lot of us really need to start thinking about the divisive tactics that are being planned and plotted on against us living here in the normal communities. We have to start thinking about how the person next to you or the person living next to you is your brother or your sister. We really need to start thinking about how we can unite the communities instead of thinking about how we can be divided and see each other as your enemy. Right now, there's too many of us focused on how that person sitting next to you is a different skin color than you, or he might represent a different gang than you. He's from a different block than you. And all that really is a divisive tactic that's being sent out to the communities to really distract us from the bigger problems that are happening here in the world. So if you're distracted on such a small thing as, that guy's from a different block to me, I'm not gonna help him out. Or that person is a different skin color than me, that's my enemy. We've been taught these things because this is really a tactic that's being deployed to separate us from coming together and really building together. Because once we start building together, the power really resides as us within the person that holds the dollar. So if we're sitting here and thinking about how we can change the world and how we really can be in a position to where we take back the power, it starts with uniting one another. We need to start seeing each other as that's your brother over there, or that's your sister. So we're not going to let that person go down a dark path. We're not going to let that person get sprung out on drugs. We're not going to let that person get beat up. We're going to take him under my wing and we're going to mentor him so that he can have something to look forward to in the future. We're going to look at that person as somebody that can really help us build something visually so that we can start bringing back more dollars to our communities. So we really need to start thinking about such small shift in a mindset like that can really unite all of us and really bring back the dollar to our community. So now that we're positioning ourselves so that we can start organizing different structures that will really rely us to get into a position to where now we can start thinking about how we can start being in a position to have a better positive impact on these communities. So we're not seeing all these negative food being brought into our communities. You go down some of these blocks and all you see is an alcohol store, and that really in itself is a tactic that's being deployed so that we can be distracted as well. Because if you're sitting here, you're seeing all these negative things on your block. You're seeing a McDonald's in every corner that you go to, knowing that this fast food is destroying your body. And then you go down the next block, you see a liquor store. That liquor store is poison for your brain. We're not even able to think about being in a position to where we can help each other out. So we really need to start looking at how we can build these communities and have the power back to our people. That's the biggest thing that I see right now. Too many people right now are seeing each other as enemies. How could you see somebody as your enemy when really deep down, that's all an extension of yourself? It doesn't matter if that person's a different color than you. Right now, we're not living in those times that we can see, that person from that's a gang, that's a different gang. He doesn't represent what I represent. He's not where I'm from. Because right now, there's a bigger plan. If you take a look at the economy, if you take a look at the state of the world, this is a plan to destroy us. So we really need to start coming together and be better together. You hear that so many times, united we stand. But why is it that none of us can stand together? We have such a hard time standing together. But like they say, you have to stand for something. And I believe right there in itself, standing to be in a community that represents unity is the biggest thing that we can strive for right now. We really need to start making small changes so that we can look at each other and really uplift each other, so we can motivate each other. If you see that person on the block next to you is struggling, maybe it's an old grandpa or grandma, and that they can't shovel their snow, go out there and help them. Ask them if they need help. Or the lady 2 blocks down from you, that she's struggling. She can't really pay her bills. She has 4 kids, and she's at a point to where she's really going to get evicted. Go out there. Maybe you might not have the most money in the world, but as a community, if we band together, we can actually help that lady out together, you know. And that's a lot of things that we have here at ICSP family we want to do. You know, we want to start getting to a position to where we can help each other out. You know, sometimes, like I said, many times people just need to be talked to. You know, you don't understand the struggle that that person's going through. You might think that, yeah, at the end of the day, he's from a different block from me. You know, he's from a different gang than me. He's not my brother. But if you really sat down with that man or woman and you understood their story, you guys are a lot more alike than you could even imagine. So I really challenge everybody out here to start looking at each other as really your extension of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what we all are. We all are one, you know. And there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of tactics as far as classism and divisive tactics so that they can separate each other. But let's not start to think about those things as far as separation. Let's unite together. Let's bring back the power to us, power to the people. Peace, love, and light, ICSP family. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, peace.